Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another reading vlog. If you watch my videos, you will know that I always make monthly TBR videos here on my channel. But when it gets to the end of the month, I more than likely never read the books that I actually set myself to read per month. But out of the 6 books that I've set myself in March, I have actually already read 2 of them and I feel like that's very successful so far. So I thought that I would make a dedicated reading vlog trying to read the other 4 books that are on my TBR. I'm not going to read all 4 of these books within this vlog because that would just be way too long, but I'm going to try to read 2 or 3 of them as part of this vlog and I'm going to go through them with you guys. These are the books that are kind of on my radar. I've actually had an amazing reading month in March so far. We're only 2 weeks in and I have read 7 books. I've read 7 books and we're midway through March. So I actually haven't really been mood reading lately, which is honestly a good thing because honestly, sometimes I'm in the mood for a book and then I get halfway through and I just don't want to read it anymore. So the first one is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This will be my first ever read from Olivia Blake and I think that this one is the one that I'm most excited to read. I think that this one will be definitely read within this video. I have Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, which is the first book in a series. I think this is like a YA fantasy, so again, very easy and kind of mindless to read. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is just a cutesy little romance. I think this is a very big possibility because the other 3 books are all fantasies and I might need like a little romance in between as a little palette cleanser. And then the last book is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is another book that I'm very excited about. I believe that this is like a cozy fantasy, and because we're now in autumn in Australia, I feel like it's the perfect weather to read this. These are the 4 books that are options for this video. I'm not going to pick anything else for this video. I'm not sure if I'm going to start any of these books today, but we will see and I'll obviously keep you guys updated. But I'm about to go have a shower and wash my hair, but I'll probably update you guys tomorrow or in a few days, but you will just see me the next time I'm starting to read one of these books. I literally just woke up from like a 2-hour nap after getting home from work, but I did start reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies yesterday. So I didn't make it that far in, but I thought I'd give you guys a quick little update on where I got up to and how it's going. So I got up to page 45. There's no like chapter numbers. The chapters are kind of called like dates. Like this one's called the 28th of October, just because it's kind of like her writing it in like a journal. So it's kind of set out in that way, but it's pretty much following our main character, Emily Wilde, and she has come into this town to stay. I don't know what the town is called because there's a lot of words in this book that are just going straight over my head. Like they are very hard to pronounce, and so I'm just not pronouncing them. I'm just kind of skipping over them a little bit. But she's going into this town. She's kind of like a scholar, so she's trying to write this book about fairies, and she is going to this town where a lot of fairies live to kind of investigate them and work out all these things about them and all of that. She's kind of staying in this like cabin resort. I kind of imagine it like a ski resort, so that's the kind of vibe it gives. It's such a cozy fantasy. I don't know if I'm gonna like love this book yet because I'm not into it that much yet, but yeah, really enjoying it so far. Harry is working night shift again for the 3rd night in a row, but last night he ended up coming home at like 1 AM, so I just stayed up and I was exhausted at work today. And then tonight is Friday night and he will also be home around the same time as yesterday, so at least I know that I'm not going to be alone all night. It's just for like a few hours. Couple of days since I've given you guys an update, so I thought I'd give you an update on my progress in Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I have not read much, to be honest, because I feel like I've just been really distracted this weekend and have not really had time. Well, I have had time to sit down and read, but I've been doing other things. I was listening to an audiobook for like 3 hours yesterday instead of reading, so at least I'm getting reading done, but not for this video. So I got up to page 96, so I'm like 33% through, I believe. Like I'm 1/3 through the book, and honestly I'm really struggling to get into it. I feel like I thought I was going to be hooked from the beginning. I thought I was going to understand everything that was going on, but I thought this book was going to have like zero brain power, but it's honestly taking a lot out of me to understand this book and focus on this book, and that's why I'm struggling to get into it so much. I do feel like it's going to be a cute story. I do feel like I'm going to enjoy it by the end of it, but I think it's just taking me a lot longer to get into than I was expecting it to. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get read today because it is a really hot day today as I'm sitting here in a jumper, but it's not hot yet, and we are going to a swimming pool, and then I believe we're going out for dinner, so I don't know when we're going to get home and when I'm going to get time to read, but hopefully I will get some time today because I really want to love this, because this is like a book that's been on my TBR for so long. It's such an adorable cover. Like, I just want to love this so bad. I just have this like feeling inside me that I need to, so I'm not going to force myself to love it or anything like that, but I just have a feeling that I'm really going to by the end of it. I think it's just taken me a lot to get into, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of like, not even world building, but there's just a lot of words that I don't know how to say and stuff like that, because there's a lot of different places and weird names and everything. Let me like try to find a word that like just does not make sense. Like, what is that? Haraphnistic? Like, I can't say that, and then my brain just like automatically goes over it and does not read it. I just like skip over it, and then I feel like I miss important things in the book because I'm like skipping over them instead of trying to pronounce them, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that's my update for now. I'll keep you guys updated later on if I do get anything read, but we will see. Okay guys, we have not actually gone to the swimming pool yet because it's been quite a few hours since I said that, and I haven't really been doing much, but I do have an update. I decided to get the book as an audiobook on Audible because I knew that I was never going to get through it. I tried to sit down and go back into it and read the physical copy. I just could not get into it. I'm listening to the audiobook. I've listened to a few chapters, so I'm about 50% through now, and I honestly don't know what's going on. It just feels so lost in this book. I feel like I have no clue what's happening. I don't know if it's because I have it on a faster speed, but I even slowed it down from my normal speed, and like I still don't know what's happening. I kind of want to DNF this, but I feel like if I listen to the audiobook it might get better, but this is just not what I expected at all. I expected to just fall in love with this and love it from the beginning. I'm just not enjoying it like I thought I would. Like, it's not a terrible book. I think a lot of people would love this, and a lot of people do love this, but I'm just personally struggling to understand what's going on, and I just feel disconnected from it because of that. Okay guys, so I started editing this video that you're seeing, and I just realized that I never gave an update to when I actually finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. So I'm going to give you a little update now. Even though I only finished it last week, I actually have no idea what even happened in that book. Like, I have no recollection of what happened because I wasn't understanding anything. I do know that I ended up liking the last 20% of the book. Like, I did really enjoy it listening to the audiobook. I felt like I was understanding more. I really liked the little romance going on and all of that kind of stuff. But because I just felt so disconnected from the story and didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought, I did end up giving it 3 stars because I don't think it's a terrible book. I think it's a really cute story. I think if you like cozy fantasies, it would definitely be for you. But that was my first ever cozy fantasy that I've ever read, and I don't know if it's just that book or if I'm just not the type of person to vibe with that sort of thing. I'm not sure. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would as I was updating throughout the whole video. So yeah, that was my update. I did finish it. I just never mentioned it in the video until now. That's why I'm adding in this clip. And then I went straight into reading the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, which you will see in the video. So I will just let myself take it from here. So obviously I finished reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I've kind of been like audio booking a lot of books this week, but they have nothing to do with this video. So it took me a few days to actually start this, but I did start reading the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I'm only like 55 pages into the book so far, but that being said, I am really loving it so far. I've heard a lot of things about how this book is like really hard to understand and the world's really hard to grasp and everything like that, but I have not struggled to understand anything so far. Like, maybe it'll get harder as the book goes on, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm also annotating this book because I feel like it's going to be very beautiful writing. And there's also 6 main characters to keep track of in this book, so I've kind of got a tab for each of those main characters. I'll just quickly show you guys. These are all of the different tabs that I have, and for 50 pages I feel like I've got quite a few tabs in there already. But yeah, it is Sunday afternoon. I definitely want to get some more reading done tonight because I do have work the rest of this week, but then because I work in a primary school as a teacher's aide, I do have 2 weeks holidays after this week, so I finish on Thursday, thank God. I really need a break. Like, I am due for a break, and I've actually been sick this weekend, but I'm like sick in the morning and at night, but then during the day I seem to be fine. So I don't know if it's like allergies or if it's just because I'm up doing things during the day, but it's really weird. But yeah, that is my little reading update for now. I feel like this vlog is really terrible because I'm not giving you guys any updates, but I'm about to go take a shower and then I'm going to start reading for today. Hello everyone, so I just got home from work. It is Wednesday afternoon and I have one more day left of work before school holidays and I'm so beyond excited. But I'm just giving you guys a little update on my reading progress with the Atlas 6. The copy I have is downstairs and I cannot be bothered going to get it, but I believe I am 70 to 75% through the book and I do have a couple of thoughts about it. First of all, if you are thinking that this book is like very plot heavy and plot driven, it is not at all. This is actually more of like a character study. I think it's kind of like getting to know the 6 main characters in this book, and I feel like that's the whole book. Like that's what the whole book has been. I've been enjoying the way the characters are kind of like getting to know each other. I'm enjoying the relationships they're starting with each other, and my favorite of the 6 is definitely Parisa. As I just said, I feel like not much has happened in terms of plot within this book. Maybe something will happen towards the end of the book, but I do really love it, and I think that it's going to set up for an amazing series. I actually bought the 2nd and 3rd book the other day, so I do have those ready to go because I do feel like it's going to be a great trilogy. I don't know if there's any more books after the 3rd book coming out, but I did buy the 2nd and 3rd because I know that I'm absolutely gonna love this. So yeah, I've heard so many people say that it's like really hard to understand and not many people enjoy it. I feel like it's a very like niche sort of book. People either love it or hate it, but I don't really see how it's hard to understand. I feel like people are being a little bit dramatic. I definitely struggled to understand Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and no one has ever said that's hard to understand, so I struggled with that. But with the Atlas 6, I'm understanding everything and I feel so connected to the characters because we know so much about them, and that's why I think it's setting up for such a good series. But yeah, that's my update for now and my last update until I finish the book. I don't know if I'm going to include a 3rd book in this video or not yet because it's kind of getting towards the end of the week and I do want to start a different vlog for next week, so I don't know if I'm going to read that 3rd book or not. But if I do read a 3rd book, it will be When in Rome by Sarah Adams because I feel like that one will just be a lot quicker for me to get through. But we will see how I go after I finish this. I've also read it on my Kindle the whole time and been annotating it on my Kindle so I could like read it quicker than like stopping and starting and stuff, reading the physical copy. And I'm gonna have to fill in all the annotations at the end, which is just gonna be fantastic. I am so confused by what is happening right now. Like I don't even know what's going on. Okay guys, so I did in fact finish the Atlas 6 earlier by Olivia Blake. I finished it probably about 2 hours ago now, and I've had to like sit on my thoughts for a little bit because I wasn't entirely sure what rating to give this. Because don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this book, but I did find myself getting bored throughout it at some points, and I just feel like it was a lot of the developing of the characters in this world and in this series. I did say that I was annotating this, but I didn't end up annotating it that much. I just filled in the annotations that I did do, but yeah, I didn't annotate it that much, so it's not really a very annotating worthy book in my opinion. Like there's not many like poetic quotes or anything like that. I was more just annotating things about each character and the world and stuff like that, so it'll be good to go back as little like refreshers and reminders when I continue this series. But I did end up deciding to rate it 3.75 stars, which is not something that I normally rate books. I normally just do like halves. I just feel like it was more than 3.5, but it also wasn't 4 stars, so I just thought that I'd go in between, just makes it easier. So now that I've finished this, I did decide that I'm going to read the 3rd book in this video, which is going to be When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I honestly don't really know much about this book. All I know is that it is a cutesy little romance and it has some really good reviews, so I'm very excited to read it. It's also only around 300 pages, so I feel like I will definitely get it done very quickly. It's almost the end of March, so I need to get it done in 4 days, but that seems very achievable. That being said, I have work all day tomorrow, then my sister's staying over, and then Friday it's my mom's birthday, and then Saturday is the only other day I'm going to get to read this, and then Sunday is Easter, so it's going to be a very busy next 4 days, but I think that I will still be able to get this finished. But yeah, I'm going to start reading this tonight, but I am very tired, but I will let you guys know where I end up getting up to. And honestly, I'm very happy with how successful my March TBR has been this month. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I had 6 books on my TBR, and this is going to be the 5th book that I've read out of those 6 books. I'm not going to get all 6 done, obviously. It's getting a little bit late for that now, but this is the most I've ever read from my TBR, so I'm actually quite proud of myself. Like I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. I just got home from work and I am officially on school holidays. Woo! But anyway, I started reading When in Rome last night and I'm gonna give you guys a little update. I ended up getting up to page 49, so I'm a little bit of the way through this book and I'm really enjoying it so far. It is such a cute little romance. I actually didn't really know what this was about, as I mentioned yesterday, but it's pretty much following Amelia, and Amelia is like this really popular singer, so she's kind of like famous, and then she tries to escape her town and ends up getting stranded in front of this man's house called Noah, and he is like a chef and owns this pie shop in town, and he also figures out who she is and she has to stay at his house for the night because her car will not move, like it is completely broken down. And that's where the story begun. I have not read any further than that, but I'm very excited to see where it goes because I'm already obsessed with these two main characters. I love Amelia and I love Noah already. Like, I just know that this is going to be such a high rating for me. But yes, as I said yesterday, my sister is staying over tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to get anything else read today. I might read a little bit before we actually leave to go and pick her up because I do have a little bit of time, but I'm gonna like wash my hair and everything, so we'll see how much time I end up having. I also have like such a bad tension headache, like, you know when your hair is like really tight and it's just like pulling at your head all day, and so I just need to like relax and unwind, so I'm hoping that I get some time to read before we can go. But yeah, that is my little update for now. I will definitely keep you guys updated whenever I do have any updates for you, but we will see. Okay guys, if this quote does not convince you to read this book, then I don't know what will, because this is from Noah, so this is from our main male character. He said, "Care is reckless because it doesn't come with the seatbelt that selfishness offers. Care has so much to lose and almost always ends in heartbreak. There is a short list of people in my life that I allow myself to truly care for, and it looks like I just added another name to it." Like, this man, I'm already obsessed 100 pages into this book. Like, I am loving this so much. After 2 weeks of filming this video, I have finally finished it. I finished reading When in Rome this morning, like literally like half an hour ago. And I know I did not give any updates while I was reading this book, but I just honestly didn't really have anything to update about because it's just a cute little rom-com. Like, there's not much to really talk about. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick little review now, but as usual, I will do a wrap-up video at the end of the month where I talk about these books more in depth. But I really loved this book, and I was not expecting to love it as much as I did because the other two books in this video weren't like amazing, phenomenal reads. Like, this was just really surprising to me. I was not expecting to fall in love with it. It kind of gave me like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce vibes, but like if Travis Kelce was a random man from a small town. Like, because our main character Amelia is famous, like she's a famous pop star, it just like really gave me that vibe at the end of the book. She was very Taylor coded as well, like Taylor's personality, and I just loved that about it so much. I also just loved our main male character Noah. Like, he just said the most beautiful things. Like, I love how much he was just like the sweetest soul. And I'm not going to tell you guys like the little things that he did because you will find that out throughout the book, but he was just like, he's like now one of my favorite book boyfriends. Like, he was just amazing. So I did end up rating this 4.5 stars, which is a lot higher than I thought I was going to. It was just off a 5-star read because I feel like it's kind of hard to rate like a rom-com 5 stars, and my ratings are getting a little bit more specific, but like this is perfection. It felt like I was watching a 2000s like rom-com movie, and I just loved that about it so much. And I highly recommend, if you have not read this yet, I cannot wait to go into the second book, Practice Makes Perfect, because Annie, who is one of Noah's sisters, I loved her so much and I can't wait to see her story. So yeah, overall I finished 3 books in this video. I finished Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Atlas Six, and When in Rome. Obviously I had some quite different ratings for these 3 books, but I'm so happy that I finished these because it means I read 5 out of my 6 books on my TBR. The only book I didn't read was Daughter of Smoke and Bone because I wasn't really in a mood for another fantasy book, but I will get to this eventually. But yeah, that comes to the end of this video. It is the 30th of March as I'm filming this little outro, and this video is going up tonight. I'm really happy I did this video because I feel like I would not have gotten through my TBR as much as I did if I did not film this video, because it wouldn't have pushed me to read these books. But yeah, with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you stay and subscribe so you can see other videos from me in the future. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one.